15 years ago in 1980. As we go through the field, we'll see what some of them were doing back then. The first group is drivers in their first or second year at the Brickyard. Rookie Gil de Ferran is from Brazil. He'll drive the yellow number 8 for Jim Hall Racing. His mentor is world champion Jackie Stewart, who has helped promote his career. The only Fittipaldi in the field is Christian, Emerson's nephew. This Brazilian rookie drives for Derek Walker after 3 years in Formula One. 15 years ago, he was 9, and with the help of his driver, Father Wilson, he was already winning races. Carlos Guerrero is a 37-year-old rookie from Mexico. Much of his 26 years of racing experience comes from go-karts. He started driving open-wheel racers just 6 years ago. The fastest rookie ever at Indianapolis is Brazil's Andre Ribeiro, teammate to front-row driver Scott Goodyear. He is one of Steve Horn's 2 Tasman entries powered by a Honda. In 1980, he was 14 and making his first visit to the United States. Eliseo Salazar is the first driver ever from Chile. His racing background has him well prepared for Indy. By 1980, he already had 6 years of racing experience, racing first in Chile, then in England on his way to Formula One. The last of the 6 rookies is Alessandro Zampedri of Italy, driving for football great Walter Payton and Dale Coyne. 15 years ago, at age 11, he was racing for real, but racing in go-karts. After missing the race the past 2 years, Belgium Eric Bachelard returns to drive his second Indy500, also for Peyton Coyne. Mexico's Adrian Fernandez is back for his second year with Rick Gallus Racing. The 30-year-old has 13 years of racing experience, starting in Formula V. Mauricio Gugelmin is from Brazil. Last year as a rookie, he finished 11th. His background is Formula One. He was the Brazilian national go-kart champion at age 17. Brian Herta is in his second year. He was injured at Toronto last year, but struggled back to start driving again, only to be re-injured after qualifying for today's race. But the young man from Southfield, Michigan, who began racing in 1982, will start 33rd in his backup car. 3 years ago, Hideshi Masuda was a reporter at this race for Japanese television. Last year, he crashed while running 7th just before the halfway. In 1980, he was not yet driving, living a more traditional role in Kawasaki, Japan. Scott Sharp comes from a racing family, too. His father was a successful road racer. Last year, he finished 16th. This year, he drives for A.J. Foyt. Last year's Rookie of the Year was Jacques Villeneuve. He started 4th and finished 2nd. Today, he starts 5th, driving again for Barry Green. Since last year, he's scored 2 IndyCar wins. As a freckled-faced 9-year-old in 1980, he already had years of racing experience.
Robbie Gordon brings to this race a swashbuckling confidence. 8 weeks ago, he won his first IndyCar race at Phoenix. Today, we'll be listening to his radio communication with his car owner, Derek Walker. A racer all his life, when he pedaled to this win in 1980, he was just 11. Stefan Johansson, the Swede with a taste for fine art. After 9 years in Formula One, he switched to Indy cars, and today races here for the 3rd time. 15 years ago, age 23, he became the Formula 3 champion of England. When you think of Buddy Lazier, think of Vail, Colorado, his home, and skiing, the passion he shares with racing. A dark horse here in his green Menard, Buddy has moved fast all his life, on pavement and snow. Another driver who loves skiing, Davy Jones. In his first Indy, he was a 22-year-old kid, a protege of A.J. Foyt. Today, Davy is 30 and hungry for the big-time success that has eluded him so far. Like so many in today's Indy field, he began in Formula 4s. Japan's Hiro Matsushita, whose family owns Panasonic, is one of the richest men ever to drive a racing car. Lackluster in 3 Indy500 starts, he has suddenly found real speed. Scott Pruitt, his career is back on track after his terrible crash 5 years ago. He has been Firestone's chief test driver for their historic return to Indy. 15 years ago, a surprise birthday party. Scott and Firestone could surprise the field today. Lynn St. James. She had to work desperately hard to land last-minute backing to race her 4th consecutive Indy. Lynn has achieved something that in 1980 seemed impossible, that a woman could be a threat here, not just a curiosity. Paul Tracy, the explosively brilliant Canadian, has excelled everywhere except Indy. And it's the same story for his team, Newman Haas, which has never won at Indy. 15 years ago, at age 11, Paul had already been racing 6 years. Like Tracy, Jimmy Vasser is a lifelong racer. He sits in a car at least the equal of the one he drove to 4th place here last year. He's 29, 15 years down the road from his junior year in high school. Eddie Cheever, an American who lived most of his childhood in Europe, shy, at times even aloof, the perfect contrast with A.J. Foyt, for whom he drives. During the last 15 years, Eddie and his wife Rita have had fancy addresses: Rome, Monaco, Aspen. Study this face. You might see it in the winner's circle today. Scott Goodyear, Honda engine, Firestone tires, an eclectic mix that could help this Canadian reach the pinnacle of a career he began exactly 15 years ago. Veteran of 7 Indies, Teo Fabi, the Italian with a degree in aeronautical engineering. As a rookie in 1983, he took the pole. He's with a new team with real hope. The other 7-year veteran, Stan Fox, carries an unusual portfolio. He's a midget and sprint car expert who drives an IndyCar only once a year, yet he is awesome. 15 years ago, Stan was Wisconsin State midget champ. Stan and the others in this group share one goal: be first across the yard of bricks.
And includes the 3 previous winners. Raul Boesel has led 19 laps in the race in his 8 years at the Speedway. Twice, he started on the front row. This Brazilian has been racing since 1980. That was the year that he married Vera. Now they have 2 children. With a decade of experience at Indy, Michael Andretti is driving for the first time without his father in the field. He's led 337 laps, twice as many as any other driver in today's race. In 1980, Michael was graduating from high school in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Roberto Guerrero has been racing Indy 10 years. He started out strong. He is still the current track record holder. The 36-year-old Roberto has been racing since he was 11. In 1980, he was driving the British Formula 3 series. Arie Luyendyk won the fastest 500 ever in 1990. In 93, he was the pole sitter. This is his 11th 500-mile race. When he married Mika in 1980, he already had 8 years of racing experience. This year is the 10th anniversary of Danny Sullivan's spin and win. He returns for his 12th start after sitting out last year's race. In 1980, when not driving Can-Am or Formula Atlantic, he was an avid outdoorsman. Bobby Rahal has competed in the Indy500 on 12 occasions. In half of those, he has finished in the top 10, winning in 1986, driving for Jim Truman, who died just a few days after that win. Together, he and Truman rolled up quite a record as a racing team. Bobby's been racing for 22 years. The most experienced driver in the field is the pole sitter, Scott Brayton, with 13 previous starts. In 1985, he held the single lap record. His pole position is a dream come true for Scott and his dad, Lee, a former driver himself.